Hello, everyone, to another Ace Attorney stream. We are continuing episode 3, Turnabout Big Top. My goal is to finish episode 3 today, pretty much, and then start episode 4 hopefully tomorrow. Well, either tomorrow or Thursday. I still need to talk to Sinister about if we're doing a collab tomorrow or not. Little bit less planned this week, as you could probably have noticed with me not really having a proper schedule. But, yeah, we'll get back into this. Sweetie, you have to believe me, I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene. So then, where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. And when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. Which means... It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility. Heh, well done, Nick. However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Double. Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up. Magician or president? Those are crazy different roles. You had no idea how hard it was to make a decision. That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Very well, I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with an unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Miss Lawrence Curls take the stand? Please take the stand. Why did she just call him a pitiful clown? The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. Oh. Name and occupation. Will the witness please inform the court why he is speaking autobiographical gibberish? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited for this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court. Oh, yeah, maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Ah ha 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 ha. Not the time or place, Mo. Okay, how about this? Have you met my proctologist, Mr. Seymour Butts? How was that one? Your name. Lawrence Curls, profession funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder, correct? Yes it is. Very well, Mr. Curls. Will you please testify on what you saw that evening? A a priest, and a... Okay. Without the humor, please. Okay. Poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court. I know, I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Excuse me, but like, how is this a testimony? Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? That is not a testimony. Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness. Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case. Really? You'll really hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. Thank you, I can't wait. Poor Gumshoe. Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want. Okay, tell us what you witnessed this time. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. Of course you can. There is no way that this account can be criticized. However, the witness is a bit, how do I say, off-kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. That must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you've got to find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that. Mr. Wright. Your Honor? I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber rattling. I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight to my room. I have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep. Before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. Far away, you say? If you had to say exactly how far away were they? Let me think about that for a second. If My room is here, and they looked about yay big. I'd say they were about 30 feet from my window. Just 30 feet, that's not far at all. It was snowing that night, and it cut down on visibility. I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the two shadows that you saw. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max. He was wearing his cloak. You'd say you clearly saw this, even though you were, by your own admission, far away. That's right. I had been thinking about it over and over since that night, and things didn't really make sense until I spoke to the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. But now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster that I saw last night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing those uppity symbols? Uppity symbols. Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do. All together now, say it with Uncle Mo. See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly, completely worthless as a clown. Yowza! Enough foolishness. Get back on track. Will the witness please testify as to what he saw and only what he saw? I kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head? Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. He really does enjoy the completely random non-sequitur. What would you say to the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's what I meant. You said... You did say you did see everything, didn't you? Well, I suppose I did? Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of the murder committed that night? I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You'd better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, I know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. Ooh, that's a big penalty. 5. Oh. Gulp, isn't this a bit melodramatic? Look at that. Look at that. It's so many. That's so scary. What will it be then, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? Of course I do. Of course I have the grounds to make this claim. Then let's hear it. That's something I can't share with you at this time. What did you just say, Mr. Wright? I know there's something wrong with this testimony, but I can't put why I feel this way into words for the judge. Maybe we should get a bit more information. Once we find something more solid, we can give it another shot. Yeah, you're right. Mr. Wright, before we resume... No! You know, Mo's testimony and what he told us yesterday are kind of different. Yeah, I noticed. We've just got to pinpoint what's changed. You can do it, Nick. It's been so long, I don't even know if I remember what he said in the past. I don't know. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. You just happened to glance out of the window? You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed. Mr. Curls! Oh, I guess cinnamons aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. We didn't get much, so why not? Exactly why did you look out your window that night? Why? Why? Clouds don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday. Once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. Oh, right, he heard a noise. Sorry, I need to check these messages quickly. Okay. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? I'm just gonna turn it down slightly. There we go. That's not something you just forget to mention. You could say, Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. How do you know that I was gonna make a joke? I guess that the sound sounded like a... I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly. Someone getting hit, huh? What then? You went to look out your window and you saw... That's when I saw the two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. There's a ringmaster and who was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. Kept watching. All of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over his head. Maybe I can do this now. You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head. Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. He really does enjoy the complete random line picture. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean what? Okay. See, these are kind of the same. But I feel like we can say we have reason now. Because he said he heard someone get hit already. Oh, the rest of my life. Okay, well, let's do it now. I suppose you will be telling us that great reason. Of course I will. The reason is the witness' very own testimony. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, There's no way that he could have seen Max clonk anyone. In 1972... Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from the maximum security clown car. Miss Curls, are you recruiting the C-Team theme to anger this court? No, 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 I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup and find the truth. Well, you're going back from your jog? Well, it pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much. When I looked out the window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. Well, that's quite different. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma. Tampering with witnesses again. So now you're saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster? Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster was already checked out. Checked out? Yep, he was on permanent vacation, as they say. Mr. Curls, Your Honor. You did not witness the actual crime, however you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well. Then please testify the silhouette you saw. I expect truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it. Got it. Oh, that doesn't seem fair. He's not usually in the court. It was a bit far away, but with a shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there's no doubt it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever, this should finally be good enough, yes? It is decisive testimony. Was Max really at this crime scene? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that. Alright, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination. The silhouette. Alrighty then. It was a bit far away, but the shadow could have only belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. Silk hat and black coat, they were all there. No, they weren't, because there's roses. There's white roses as well. And I'm sure there's something I have to prove that. Guessing the poster. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols? I suppose so, the silk hat and the cloak, right? No. Everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols? Yay, everyone get ready, all together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mel? Do you like pile of Silence, fool. You are to respond with the whole truth, not fractions. Order, order. Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses in the person I saw. The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case? Clearly not. He is just toying with this court. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trilogy's testimony? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup? Trillo saw them all. Trillo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there are no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. Now, what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this... Judge, for to get the roses, think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap up this case now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt in the prosecution's case. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age. What the? Okay. Other screen was just going a little bit crazy. I've come to a conclusion. I am 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my reclaiming 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony. What? If there's no contradictions in his next statement, I am prepared to issue a ruling. A ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. How many last chances have we gotten? There's no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses that night. However, all of the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way of seeing the direct decorations on it. He was wearing it at the entire time that he was on the scene. Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this. Just one chance? I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you are going to prove me there's a contradiction with Mr. Curl's statements, you'd better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations. I've only got a single shot at this. I've got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I need. Okay, I think I know what I want to question. I want to question this one. Because if he was wearing it the entire time, then why was the hat left at the crime scene? Mo, be honest. Ow! You promised, Mr. Phoenix, right? No more badgering. Oh. No! Dang it. I I thought the questioning was fine. Just not over questioning. Okay. I'll find evidence against that then. Oh, great. Okay, just a moment. Need to speed back. Why doesn't it save beforehand? Where's the autosave on this game? Okay, here. I'll get up a way how to speed through this as fast as possible. Mm. Okay, I think this will work then. Come on. Go faster. Yeah, testimony that was useless. Or should I say non-testimony? Okay. Actual testimony. Speed through that. Okay, get to the questioning. Okay, now I gotta go to the glanced out the window. And press that. Keep pressing. Okay, and then we go to the clonked one. We press on that. And then there's the whole, oh no, such a big penalty thing. That really is just a huge penalty. I can't really get over that. And then we go, of course I do. Okay. Stuff that Von Karma was hiding. Get to the next testimony. There we go. Silhouette. Then we present the poster against all three symbols. Oh wait, no. Whoops. Sometimes I just press Q instead of tab. Whoops. That one. Okay, there we go. Come on, almost back to where I was. This is a real face-off. Okay, so present this. This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind? Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see. Is that some sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene, that means? The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it at the entire time that he was on the scene. No, that's not true! You literally just said that. Order, order, order. Mr. Curls. Yes, Your Honor. What is the meaning of all this? You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court. Hey, that's not just right. That's so harsh. What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things. Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess, you didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because... And no matter how old I get, you'll always be younger than you. Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are? I saw him, I swear, I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't... Even if he didn't have his roses, he still was wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth. He turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there. He left the scene? What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo, what'd you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. This witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that alright with you, little guy? Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is, how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away. That's what I expected you'd say. You sure that's how it happened? Say what? Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Well, they kind of have to. Do you have any proof to counter the story as to how the criminal left the scene? Yeah. Picture of the crime scene, I think. Just a moment. Because of the footprints. I'm just making sure that's... Okay, that's the only one, so that has to be the right one. Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints? In this picture, you can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. So Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this from witness's testimony from the court record. I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown's car he came to court in. Wait just a second. You guys can't just ignore everything I've said. Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better. Mr. Lawrence Curls, yes? The testimony you've provided up until now has been false. It hasn't been false, I haven't lied, it's just what? It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. Of course she did. Order, I will have order. Francesca Von Karma, how could you? Your Honor, if you have heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have. What opinion is that? It's not funny. That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's listen the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls. Ha, you're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell you. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. I just noticed the stream reset about 7 minutes ago, so... I guess that means I need to edit them together for the VOD later. Now it's time for our next segment, Momo Knows. Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw he... This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. Honestly, with this case, I guess that is believable. I don't know, the logic in this case is just everywhere. Like... And I think I heard somewhere that the writers, when they did this case, were either high or drunk or something. And, you know, it shows. It really does. So, I'm trying to throw logic out the window as much as I can here, because I feel like the case does exactly that. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. Yeah, but flying people also don't exist. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now? Well, that was, how do you put this into words? Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of the crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened. You're right. Why is she right? You believed the other witnesses. Why won't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story. Hmm. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright? I think he's telling the truth, man. Gotta throw all logic out the window. Just telling the truth. What he just said was so strange. I don't think he would have made it up. Which means that he's telling the truth? That's what I think. Nick, wait. That means that Max actually used magic? Yikes, you're right. Ow! Only a foolish-looking fool could be fooled by such a foolish fool's foolish dream. Don't be ridiculous. Magic doesn't exist. I suppose I will let all Wait, I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen. You imbecile! If you disregard the need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find all the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. Grr. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned. More investigation. Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please, it's not that easy. But it looks so effortless for you on stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air. Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic. No, I broke the first rule. The cardinal rule. The only rule! I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret to their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal in the court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch the sucker. Alrighty. More investigation time. Nick, what is it? I've got a confession to make. I'm terrible at figuring out magic tricks. Magic tricks? Yep, magic tricks are by their very definition tricks, right? But I can never figure out the tricks when I see them. That's because the tricks are performed by pros. They do it so you can't guess the trick. But the trick Pearly showed me was incredible. Pearls did a magic trick? What kind of trick was it? Let's see. It looked like she was pulled the end of her own thumb off. Huh? First, she put her right thumb next to her left hand Then it just separated. She could move it up and down and everything. It was incredible. Really? Was it kind of like this? What? Wow, how'd you do that? Nick, you're like a real magician. See, this is why I can't figure out magic. I'm no good at it. Yeah, that's an obvious trick. Sorry, Maya. Especially hard tricks like flying away from the scene of the murder. You'll take all the fun out of magic if you keep trying to figure it out. That is very true. You hear that? It sounds like two people arguing. All right, let's do it. Are you ready? Yes. Wait. Quit your whining. Let's just give this a shot already. All right, let's go. Row, row, row your boat. Row, row, row your boat. What are you doing? Gently down the stream. Come on, you know that. I'm trying my best, but Trillo, this just isn't going to work. Do you enjoy saying dumb things? You're going to have to be on your own someday. If you can't handle something as the simplest as this, what are you going to do then? Hello, Ben. Hello to you too, Trillo. What are you doing here? Can't you see we're on a secret crash training course? I'm sorry. Secret crash training, whoa. Yes, Trillo won't give up until I said we'd try out his idea for a new routine. So, we were trying to sing in a row, in a round for your new ventriloquist act. In a round? You can really do that? That's incredible. See, even they are surprised by the idea. I told you. They're not the only ones. You even surprised me with your idea. Once we've got a grip on the basics, then it's just a matter of practice. You don't think so? You think so? Oh, I almost forgot. I wanted to give this back to you. Ah, there it is. Now that I have this ring back, it's time to take one more shot at Regina. Please don't. You guys just stay away from Regina. I know that you already testified in court today. You want to talk about what we saw, right? Yes. Well, at first we thought it was the old man. Just looking at his walk and how he acted, right, Ben? Huh? Oh yeah, that's right. But then we said hello and didn't even get a reply. Not... Oh. Accidentally skipped that. Whoops. What would you have thought if he wasn't wearing those symbols? What do you think, Ben? What? Oh, I would have thought it was the ringmaster. Something just isn't adding up here. I wonder who they really saw. Let's skip to this. So, how is this new routine working out? Will you two just take a chill pill already? Our routines are secret. We're going to take the ventriloquism world by storm. It'll be a real revolution. That sounds incredible. But let me make one thing clear. We're not going to take on the world just because that jerk said we would. We should. That jerk, Max Galactica. Performer should aim for the world. Who does he think he is? Trillo, you seem really fired up about all this. He needs to realize that he isn't the only one who can conquer the world stage. You're right. Mark my words, Trilloquist, will win the Grand Prix. You're the man now, doll. Row, row, row your boat will be the key to the glorious victory. Not to rain on your parade, but wouldn't a more mature song be best? Hey, you've gotta start somewhere, right? Don't screw this up. You've gotta be a part of this too. I really don't want to ask, but I guess we have to. I was hoping I could ask you about Regina. I'm completely serious about her. That's why I'm waiting for her even now. Really, that's so sweet. But if you really wanted to see Regina, shouldn't you check out the tent? Ha, you haven't got a clue about things, do you, sweetheart? Eh? Waiting like this is part of being in love. How so? If you had a clue, you would know that waiting is such sweet, wonderful torture. When your body aches for your partner's love, that's one of the best parts. Yeah, I knew that. Mm, poor Maya, she's so red she looks like a vine-ripe tomato. Also isn't completely true. I don't know. I literally confessed to my current partner because it was taking too long, very much. Like, the wait is torturous, and you shouldn't just have to wait because if both of you wait, then, well, nothing will happen. Like, one of you has to say something eventually, and even though I wanted him to say something, it was just taking so long that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna say something. Gonna say something first. And that's just how it's gonna go. And that's how it went. Now we've been together for 6 years, so it seems like I made the right choice. Oh, it's you two. You look like you just got hit by a truck. Shouldn't you get some rest? I'm taking a rest right now, pal. I've been listening to some crazy clown's life story. Miss Von Karma told me to come down here and do this for her. Yeah, I figured as much. Let me tell you something, pal. Listening to that old clown sucks all your energy. Every time he's done talking, he looks at you like you should be doing something. I think he's waiting for you to laugh at his jokes. I know that, pal. Do you have any idea how much your face hurts if you fake laugh that much? Francesca really set you up bad this time, didn't she? If you ask me, she should be listening to Mo herself. No way, pal. You're not gonna get me to backbite a woman with a whip. No way. Why are you defending her? Prosecutor Von Karma's always got her eyes on us. And every time you definitely don't want her to show up, poof, there she is. Don't show up, don't show up, don't show up, don't show up, don't show up. Looks like she's wound him up pretty tight. She's directly above us as we speak. Huh? How's that possible? According to the clown, the culprit jumped from here and disappeared into the sky. If that's what happened, it means the killer passed right by this window, pal. Oh, I see. Who lives in that room behind the window up there? The acrobat's got his room on the third floor, it seems. Pretty soon, Miss Von Karma's gonna start her investigation up there. So don't get any ideas of going up to the acrobat's room, got it, pal? Francesca Von Karma. Once she's done with her investigation, I think I'll go up there and check it out. Okay. Okay. Alright. Mo's not here. Thank goodness. Honestly, I think we've had enough of Mo for today. Also, sorry that the internet went down for a second there. If he was here, you would have been able to tell him before you stepped into this room. I'm sure he would have heard him laughing away. What do you think he is laughing at when he's all by himself? I always thought he was just thinking up new jokes. He must really love his work. Doesn't seem to be really anything new in here. Let's go into the circus tent. Huh? Where's Regina? I don't know. But if she's with that tiger, I don't want to find out. Let's hurry up and get out of here. Heh, Nick, you're kind of a chicken, aren't you? No, 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 no. I'm just allergic to wild tigers. Sure. Let's get to the cafeteria first. Oh, and we found Mo. Great. Ah, right. Welcome to the wonderful and fabulous the cafeteria. Yikes, he's in an awfully good mood. Alright, you know what time it is? Riddle time. Why does everyone cry when they eat Mexican pizza? Come on, you can answer this. It's easy. Because cafeteria Mexican pizza is possibly a weapon of bowel destruction? Buzz, wrong. Try again. Okay, what do you think, girly? I got it. Okay, what's your answer? Because they are in the cafeteria, in the cafeteria. Exactly. It's an incredible sad place, that cafe. I did it. What's going on? He's being too nice. Today's been a really crazy day, hasn't it? You're telling me. I didn't even think I was going to be so tough. Tough? Yeah, it was a tough crowd. That's what I call a crowd that refuses to laugh. For instance, it was such a tough crowd this morning, I had to smash watermelons. I told them all a great story and even greater jokes, but no one busted out a laugh. You even used the famed no shoes, no shirt, no service joke. Exactly, how can you not laugh at stunning comedy like that? I don't know, it sounds like an old joke to me. No offense, Mo. Are you 100% sure about your testimony today? I saw what I saw, I swear. That creep was just flew through the air? It wasn't exactly flying per se. It was more like floating. The silhouette of his face made me positive it was Max. I don't see a psyche lock. He must be telling the truth. Right. I forgot we had the psyche lock thing. Anything in the ringmaster's room? Max and the ringmaster had their talk in this room. That could have been when the ringmaster put on Max's costume and went outside. Why'd he do that anyway? Was it really that cold or something? I don't know. Just kind of going everywhere right now. Oh, my sweeties! You mind hurrying up and getting me out of a place like this? We're doing our best, Max. Just hang in there. A little while ago, some people from a local TV station came by. And since I'm a famed magician, they said, let's make you your very own TV special. Really? What kind of TV special? Maximilian Galactica, The Great Prison Escape. It would be aired live. Hey, that sounds like it would be an awesome special. But if I do the special before I'm acquitted, they'll never let me out of here for real. Well, it would surely be an unnecessary addition to your troubles with the law. That's what I was thinking, but the production staff is already working on the show. If you don't get me out quick, I'll have no choice but to stage a real prison break. You seem awfully calm for that possibility. I'd have no choice. I would be a contractual obligation. That's show business. Well, why did you sign the contract already? I was thinking about this in the court today. I've got a favor to ask you. Anything for you, sweetie. Be friends with the other performers in the circus. Fabulous, a great joke. Why would I be friends with a bunch of hacks like them? But I've won on the world stage. I won the International Grand Prix. International Grand Prix. Performers should always look to perform on the world stage. But the performers at the circus are completely and utterly devoid of ambition. That is something that I can simply not tolerate. Ambition, huh? Something about what Max just said rings true to my ears. Oh my sweeties, want to hear all about the Grand Prix, don't they? To be honest though, I've already told the story like 100 times already. It's a bit boring. We're sorry to make you tell it again. You must not have heard me. I am really sick of telling the story, but what can you do? I'm Maximilian Galactica. I suppose I can tell it again. Voila! Here, take a look at this. I just happened to have a picture of the Grand Prix with me. Just look at that fabulous stage. That is the first stage that I ever flew on. I flew right over the audience. The crowd erupted into applause. At the time, I thought to myself that I would die right then and die a happy man. I'll never forget. I'll never forget how I felt that night. The emotions, the acclaim. Wow. Ahem. By the way, I think everyone who is a performer should get to experience that feeling. I just wish I could explain that to the other people in the circus. That's incredible, Max. I want a trophy too. Hey Nick, how about you buy me a trophy? That's not how you earn a trophy, Maya. My sweeties, you can have this picture of my triumph. Just make sure you show it to all the other members of the circus. Look and learn. That's what you should tell them. Learn how to get thrown in jail? I guess I'll do that, but I'm sure you'll just get a bunch of angry circus acts on you. The night of the crime, you didn't happen to fly off into the sky, did you? Here's how everything went down, sweetie. At the time of the murder, I was sitting in the ringmaster's room. Not to mention, flying off into the sky is not just something I can do at will. I don't care what the Stoogie clan says, it wasn't me. Max, do you mind teaching me the trick behind flying? You'll have to forgive me, sweetie. The difference between me and a cheap imitation magicians is that I keep my mouth shut. I don't teach people tricks, but I will say this much. It's much harder than you think. Didn't he already tell us his secret earlier? Okay, well, I guess it's time to gloat for him. I don't know what this will do, but hopefully it'll be useful. It's... I guess we won't need... Okay. See, I'm taking this at face value and just showing them all. Not this picture. He showed it to you guys too. Huh? You've seen it as well? Well, you know what they say about Maximilian Galactica. He really gets around. Super funny. Heh. Oh yeah, he didn't just show me the picture. What do you mean? He showed me his bust too. Let me tell you, that thing is enormous. It's in the picture, I think. He'd make us worship it every day. He made it us bow to its greatness. He's got a big bust? I wouldn't mind hearing more about Max's bust, not that I'm into that sort of thing. Well, it's a bust as in a statue, not bust as in boobs. Like, come on. Max's bust should be on that small table over there. There's nothing over there. Really? Oh yeah. When was it? I'd say about 5 days ago, all of a sudden, the bust disappeared. It disappeared. If you want to see it, there's a photo on the bulletin board over there. Max just had to put the picture up. Hey, this thing is really cool. Nick, I want someone to make a bust of me. Sure, as long as I'm not paying for it. Is there anything else that's changed about this place? Nope, nothing's changed that I can see. I wonder if he's actually thinking about this, or if he is setting up for a bad joke. Nope, I'm drawing a blank here. A quiet mo is a good mode in my book. I guess there's really aren't any other things that could have changed, huh? Well, there is one tiny thing that does seem different. Tell us! Well, on the morning of the crime, over on the bulletin board, this piece of paper was posted front and center. Piece of paper? It's torn. Interesting. Nick, I think we'd better follow up on this important lead. Oh, wait. Follow up on the morning of the murder. This is posted on the bulletin board. That's round when Max clonked Ben over the head. Sorry, I hadn't remembered it until now. It was torn down before anyone really paid any attention to it. So you don't know what was written on it, do you? Unfortunately, I don't. But I bet you they know all about that note when I read it. My heart certainly skipped a beat. Your heart skipped a beat? While I was enjoying my morning tea, the ringmaster and company entered the room. And company? I guess it wasn't really a company, it was just the ringmaster and my sweetie pie. When the ringmaster read the note, he turned an incredibly bright red. All of a sudden, he tore it off the wall and shoved it into the pocket of his coat tail. Really? Out of curiosity, what in the world was written on that thing? Let's see. Oh, I don't want to steal the fun away from my sweeties. Go and find out on your own. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. You might want to ask my sweetie pie princess. Okay. Fine, we'll go see if we can find Regina. If not... want to see if it's in his jacket. Hey, do you see that? There's scrap paper shoved into the pocket of the coat tail. There we go, didn't even have to ask her. You know, I've got a feeling I know what that is. I bet it's the other half of the note that Mo gave us. Then let's hurry up and check this thing out, Nick. I knew it. It fits perfectly on the other piece. What does it say? What does it say? To the murderer, I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. Tonight at 10 p.m.? That's when the murder took place. Now we need to find out who called out the ringmaster. Yeah. Well, that was a big thing to miss. um, let's go to the lodging plaza. Hey, Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you did a good job as usual. Well, I am done with the investigation of the acrobat, finally. But with Miss Von Karma, that... Nick, what is that? That beeping sound? Hmm? It's Miss Von Karma. Huh? Every time I hear that sound, she's usually not very far behind. Some sort of pager or something? If you don't mind, pal, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here quick. See you, pal. I didn't know that Gumshoe could run that fast. So much for being a flatfoot. Never seen a man so afraid of a girl still in her teens. I wonder why. I wonder if that's why I'm not a very fast runner, because I'm definitely flat-footed. Well, let's go outside. It's freezing out here. The wind's biting as ow, as biting as lashes from a whip. Von Karma. She really did appear. It was a real battle today in court, wasn't it, Mr. Phoenix, right? Did you have to jump out and scare us like that? What can I do for you? Tomorrow will be the day my dream finally comes true. You mean the story of my defeat at your hands making the national news? Ha ha ha, national news? You possess such a small sense of scale. The global news, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Your miserable plight will be known internationally. I think she might be overestimating the importance of a win by just a smidge. Just a smidge. Miss Von Karma, it appears you got your hands on something big, huh? Ha, I'm amazed you pick up on that much. Anyone could. You couldn't hide that look of victory with 10 paper bags on your head. I've got conclusive evidence and a conclusive witness. Need any more hints? Conclusive witness? You must mean the acrobat, right? I'm putting in the summons for him to be called as a witness as we speak. It's the final nail in your coffin, Mr. Phoenix, right? Yeah. I get it already. You want to beat and destroy me. I can't worry about her. I've got to find out more information myself. Why do you keep giving Nick the evil eye? It doesn't matter if you prove the defendant guilty tomorrow. Nothing will bring your dad back. My dad? You must mean the esteemed Manfred Von Karma. Of course, your dad. I know you miss him. Enough out of you. One more word and you'll get a mouthful of whip. Now, when did I bring up my papa's name in this, or any other conversation? Then what's this revenge thing you're talking about? You wouldn't understand, Mr. Phoenix, right? I have to see him again, one more time. Him? I'm sure you know to whom I refer. Miles Edgeworth. What? Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth? You can't escape his name, Phoenix. Miles Edgeworth, why would you even bring him up? You haven't forgotten, have you? Do you know who it was that trained the gifted prosecutors, Miles Edgeworth? Manfred von Karma? Exactly right. It was my papa. That means that Edgeworth was right again. Miles Edgeworth was like a little brother to me. Huh? Little brother? But Edgeworth and Nick are the same age. Edgeworth. The man who inspired me to become an attorney. I fought against him in a few cases. But a little after that case was over, he vanished. It's your fault he's gone. Huh? It's the truth, isn't it, Mr. Phoenix, right? Nick, what does she mean? Edgeworth's death? Oh my god. I thought he just retired. Come on. I still don't believe he died. They keep trying to say that he did, but I'm just like, even with saying it on the screen, I don't believe it. Edgeworth was never quite the same after that case, and then with the case after that one. He never set foot into court again. And then one day, he just vanished. All he left was a simple note at the prosecutor's office. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. Huh? Well, he just means Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. So Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth died, not Miles Edgeworth himself. That was 1 year ago. That was 1 year ago? That's... I did not know the timeline moved that quickly. It was a few months after you left to go back home. Mr. Edgeworth, he's dead? I don't believe it. He's still alive, I'm sure of it. Somewhere in this world, he's still alive. Well, that's the first time I am siding with Von Karma on this one. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. Of course he did. You ruined his reputation as prosecutor. You effectively killed the prosecutor in him. Just like your victory muddied the honorable name Von Karma. I'm going to find him, and then I'm going to teach him his rightful place with my own two hands. Nick, about Mr. Edgeworth. Maya, I already told you this once. Don't make me do it again. Don't bring up his name in front of me, okay? Again, okay. Nick. Miss Von Karma, what? I don't know if you are God's gift to prosecutors or not, but if you had enough... But I've had about enough of you. Him too. What in the world happened? This dog is all bark and no bite. He's already been defeated. Regardless, I have nothing to inform you two of today. Tomorrow will be the greatest courtroom battle this country has ever seen. Nick, let's go. We need to talk with the performer on the 3rd floor. I'm sorry I brought it up, Nick. Acro's room. There we go. So this is Acro. In a wheelchair. You must be Phoenix Wright. Yes. Pleased to meet you. I'm Ken Dingling. But here at the circus, everyone calls me Acro. Mr. Acro. How do you know my name? The detective told me. He said you'd definitely show up here. Acro, you're a member of his circus as well. That's right. I mainly performed on the tightrope or the flying trapeze. But nowadays, all I perform in is in my wheelchair. Acro, why did you join the circus? When I was a kid, my parents failed miserably at business. Then one night, they decided to run away from it all without me. The only person who was willing to take my parents' place was the ringmaster. The ringmaster took such incredible care of me. He was truly a lifesaver. It seems like the ringmaster was truly a saint. He was. That's why I decided to do something very important. I decided I would devote my entire life to finding a way to repay him. And now, look how someone repaid him for all the good in his life. It's such a shame. Sometimes I think he was almost too kind. Perhaps he was too kind to his performers. Perhaps he was too kind to his daughter. I wonder if he spoiled Regina. Is that even a question? Of course he did. Regina is so cute. She's truly a princess. Truly a princess. Are you sure that's a good thing? Um, do I detect a hint of a grudge against Regina? I'm sorry to ask, but why are you in a wheelchair? The nerves in my legs were badly damaged. And you can't walk now? I can't even stand now. And since I live in the 3rd floor, I can't even leave this building by myself. That's awful. The accident happened during an acrobatic session, right? Not an acrobatics session? Psyche locks. It doesn't seem like Acro's injuries were acrobatic in nature. Nope. What's on your mind, Mr. Wright? Well, exactly when were you injured? It's been almost 6 months since I was hurt. I injured my legs during practice. 6 months ago. What in the world went on at the circus then? What happened? I stopped by yesterday and noticed that you weren't in your room. I was at the hospital all day yesterday. You went there for rehabilitation? What about the murder? Of course I knew about it. I spoke with the police before they allowed me to go to the hospital. Before I got the call from the prosecutor, I was convinced that it was all a dream. Huh. I just couldn't believe it when I saw what I saw. What you saw? Jeez, that sounded really ominous. What did you see, Acro? That night, I was in bed sleeping when I heard a huge sound coming from below my window. I see the scene of the crime was right below your window. That's when I looked out the window. What did you see? He was flying straight up into the air. He? Maximilian Galactica. What? That's what I thought he'd say. You're absolutely positive it was Max you saw flying? I'm absolutely sure. There's no doubt in my mind. Nick. Great. Maximilian Galactica, right? You'll have to forgive me, but I try not to think about him. Acro won't even look at it. It looks like something is really weighing him down. Bronze statue. Okay, no. That's the same. Tell me about this. What's this? That's what we want to know. It was posted in the cafeteria the morning before the murder. In the cafeteria? What happened? He suddenly looks incredibly serious. If it's got something to do with her, then you should go straight to the source. Her? Regina, ask her about it. I can't find Regina for the life of me, it seems. But I'll go look, I guess. Go look around more. Might as well ask them about the note as well. Okay, no. I figured, but you don't want to leave a stone unturned in this game. Grrr. I've got a bad feeling about this. Grrr. Grah. Yeah, Nick. Wonderful. Today's special must be fillet o phoenix. Stay, heal. Oh my, Nick, it's you guys. I'm sorry, I guess I made a mistake. Mistake? Yeah, a little one. I was thinking of teaching whatever primate was out there a lesson, but I was expecting more of a monkey than a human. A monkey? Just to go back and clear something up, why do you want to teach Money a lesson? Because he's a meanie. He's got something that means a lot to me. Something that means a lot to you. It must be something shiny, right? Actually, it's a stage costume. It's got lots of spangles. It's really beautiful. You should see it. We should? When the costume gets hit by the spotlight, it dazzles. Hey, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you saw that monkey, you'd get my costume back for me, wouldn't you? It's really important to me. Gladly, but of course I'll get it for you. Sure, I'll get it for you. Leave it all to us. Guess there's no turning down that request. Yeah, it's literally... They pretty much gave me 3 responses that all said yes. Anyway, Russellberry. It's a pity about what happened to the ringmaster. Dad? Everyone loved him, didn't they? He must have been quite a man. He was. I loved my dad so much. I hate to say it, but she doesn't seem all that broken up about her father. That's why I feel so lonely, now that I won't be able to see him for a while. For a while? Yeah. When Leon died, I talked with my dad, and he told me that when someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. A star? That means that my dad is looking down on me from the sky. That's why I love the night so much. I can see everyone who's gone. When someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. That's kind of sweet. But I bet there's no way that Maya believes that. What do you mean there's no way I believe that? Do you think that one day I'll be a star too? Of course. You really think so? Yeah, you will, I think. You've got a feeling that everyone is doing great up there in the sky. I wonder if everything's alright with Regina. I don't know, she seems a little bit kooky. And somehow this note is connected to her, so that's worrying. Regina, have you seen this before? I know what this is. Really? Well, it was in my pocket for a while. It was in your pocket? This piece of paper was in your pocket? I guess I noticed it was in there around breakfast time. Breakfast time? Yeah, I always take Acro his breakfast in the morning. That's when I also take out the trash in his room. Then I'd go to the cafeteria and eat my own breakfast. That's when you realized this piece of paper was in your pocket? Yep. But since I'm not a murderer, I just figured it belonged to someone else's pocket. And then what? I wondered if the person who lost it was in trouble, so... You didn't put it on the bullet board in the cafeteria, did you? I did. I snuck it up there. How did you know? Okay. I'm not... I'm... I'm not gonna question it. So it was Regina who put it up there. When did this happen? The morning of the murder, I think. That explains a lot. I wonder who wrote this. Note updated in the court record. Well, now I don't trust Acro at all. Because I'm sure he snuck that note into her pocket. Ew, it's a huge pile of trash. One man is another monkey's treasure. I guess you're right. Look, they're all shiny things. It's even got a motorcycle exhaust. What do they call this thing? Oh, a tuba, right? Of course it's a tuba, silly. You don't know that? Hey, it's a picture of Regina. Well, she is a shining beauty. No objections here. Why is everyone so creepy with her? He's got a barbell. Look around, everything he's got is for upper body training. Wait a second. These are the same machines I see on TV all the time. Hey, Nick. What? I don't have this one. This barbell here is a new model. Don't overdo it, Maya. You don't want to end up a muscle woman. What does Phoenix have against muscle women? It's fine if a woman is muscular. Bed is incredibly well made. It's almost like a maid made it up. Even the laundry on top of the bed is folded perfectly. Nick, there's nothing unusual about that at all. It's how things are supposed to be. Can't a man respect another man for doing something said men cannot do? Heh, it's a monkey calendar. Acro must really love monkeys. Hey, the net's ripped. Money must be prone to breaking things. He's hardcore. The net looks fine to me. You really think that he plays basketball? I think so. Monkeys live life above the rim, you know? You're joking, right? You think the monkey has got a proverbial game? Of course, that monkey doesn't fake the funk on the nasty dunk. Well, a prehensile tail might be an unfair advantage. I would say so. Money must use this to swing around. Go ahead, Nick. I know you want to ride on it too. Maybe later. You can see the big top from the window here. There's no snow on top of the big top. Kinda weird, don't you think? The inside of the tent is warm, so snow that lands on the top probably melts. I guess you're right. The snow probably just slides right off. Melts or slides right off. Either or. Okay. Might as well. I don't really see any other reason. Oh. Actually, I did this wrong anyway. But I think I want to go talk to Max quickly. Or, I don't know, is there even anything in Mo's room? Mo's not here. What's that? I hear something. Stop it, Nick, you're scaring me. Oh, monkey! Or money. Nick, it's money. The monkey's holding something. That's it. That's the thing that means a lot to Regina, remember? Alright, time to take this monkey attorney style. Well, full of monkey style, why not? Yikes. Wow. I tried to have monkey-to-monkey talk with him. I really did. Nick, I swiped it while Money was distracted. Wow, you're really on the ball today, Nick. Let me see it. Huh? You can see it fine from where you are. You know what I mean, I really want to try on Regina's costume. Maybe then they'll take you into the circus and I can get some peace and quiet. That's kind of mean, Nick. What's the matter now? It doesn't fit me at all. Oh well, I guess it's time for you to lay off the burgers. That's even more mean. Nick, stop it. Not to mention it doesn't look like something any girl I would know would actually wear. Shiny not my size though. Well, maybe it's not Regina's, but just a costume of somebody else that means a lot to her? I don't know. Because I feel like they're around the same size, possibly. Here you go, Regina. Yay, thank you. You really got it back for me. Don't mention it. I love you, Mr. Attorney. It's nothing. No wonder guys melt to mush in front of this girl. Hey, Regina. That costume is yours, right? I tried it on, but it didn't fit me. Huh? This costume? This isn't mine, it was Leon's. I see. You know the lion she told us about? Oh, the one that someone killed. I figured it would be somebody else's costume. Leon was killed, wasn't he? That's right, my dad killed him. Why? Well, Leon did something really bad during practice. During practice? Leon was sitting down and he opened his mouth, you know, gah. Uh-huh. Usually when he did that, I would put my head into his mouth. Uh-huh. Wait, you put your head into the lion's mouth? I sure did. The people in the crowd always loved seeing me do that. They'd always start screaming. You sure they were screaming because they loved seeing you do that? Anyways, what was the bad thing? Oh yeah, Leon bit someone during that practice. Regina, everything was alright though, right? No, it wasn't alright. That was the problem. My dad was incredibly angry. And that's when that's when he became a star in the sky. Poor thing. Leon added to the court record. Okay. Let me see if I can get anything more out of Max. Ah, the questioning. Okay. You're right, I guess. Alright, let's go then. Okay, well, if that's it... I don't know. Do you know anything about Leon? Okay, no. Nothing. Let's move... might as well go to the cafeteria. Oh. Something smells fantastic. So we know it can't be Mo. Wait, I know that. What it is? It's burgers. Hello. Welcome to the Bistro du Cirque, aka the cafeteria. It smells so good in here. And those burgers look great. She's drooling like she's some sort of crazed burger monster. I can very much relate to that. I love myself a good burger. My burgers are the best. Juicy meat, toasted buns, special sauce. They are absolutely irresistible to anyone with a hankering for a burger. One bite will send you into hamburger heaven. I bet I can tell by the smell. Whoa, I'm getting hungry too. Those burgers must have some kind of special power. Now that the ringmaster is gone, what are you going to do? That's all I've thought of for the past 2 days. Everyone loved Russell. You've heard Acro's story, haven't you? Like how he was adopted when he was younger? He's calmed down a bit, but he was livid when he heard about the murder. Acro's so upset that he said he couldn't go on. He was that upset? Yes, he was. Anyways, I gave it some thought. Maybe I should give up on trying to be a half-baked clown. I've been thinking of trying on the ringmaster's shoes. What, really? Max would still be an issue, though. Max? He might be mean and hard to work with, but it's hard to argue his importance. He's probably the reason the circus is still around. A lot of what he says is right. Mo. All that's left is to see if everyone can get over the tragedy. You know, the tragedy? You know, what is he talking about? Get over it. Get over what tragedy, Mo? Huh? Don't worry about it. It's nothing. Nothing at all. He must mean the tragic death of the ringmaster, right? Yes, yes, that's it. You're right, girly. Dang, dang, dang. Correctamundo. Doesn't he mean ding? Mo, I mean no disrespect here, but are you lying to us? No, not at all. What makes you think that? It's just the way you said if everyone could get over the tragedy. It seemed a bit strange. It sounded like you were talking about something from a long time ago. Mo, I'm right, aren't I? Oh, he has some psyche locks too. So now we're getting closer to the truth. It was about 6 months ago. It was just a little accident. Give me a break. Us old men have accidents. I wear big pants for a reason. 6 months ago, eh? Hmm. Jeez. Now I had 2 psyche locks to uncover. Anything new in here? Nope. Just moving around so I'm not missing anything quickly. And then we'll figure out which psyche locks we want to unlock first. Doesn't look like there's anything in here. I feel like Moe's is probably makes more sense to unlock first. In my head it does anyway. So let's try to unlock Moe's psyche locks. 2 locks. Get over it. Mo, please tell us what happened 6 months ago. What in the world went on at the circus? Okay, there's no need to look so scary when you ask me. Hey, look over there. Some juicy burgers. Let's eat instead. Unfortunately, I'm more of a grilled chicken sandwich man myself. Actually, I kinda got an idea of what happened back then. Mo, you said something about an accident. This would happen to be the cause of that accident. The lion? I heard a little bit about it from Regina. Leon made a mistake during a practice, right? How did you... Yes, we already got one. I told them so many times. You shouldn't be doing such dangerous acts. like putting her head inside Lion's mouth, right? Yeah, but Regina believed in Leon. She believed so strongly that the ringmaster went along. He never could say no to her. Out of curiosity, who was bitten? Come on, Mo. Don't clam up on me now. Who did Leon bite on the head? Well, I promised I wouldn't say anything. You promised? He's involved in this too. He's involved, huh? Mo must be talking about... Promise wouldn't say anything. Guessing it would be Acro. It must have been Acro, right? How did you know? Don't worry about that, Mo. Getting to the bottom of this accident may help solve what happened to the ringmaster. No, no way. I need to know the truth about what happened to Russell. Please, tell me what you know. I'm sorry, Acro. It's just like you said, you know, the accident. Did someone die? No, but it would have probably been better if he hadn't. What? What would... How would that have been better? He's still alive. But when he got bit, he suffered massive brain damage. He'll never recover from the coma that he's in. Coma? All he does now is lie in a hospital bed. And that's all he's ever gonna be able to do. I see. How is he related to Acro? He's his brother. Huh? The person who got bit was Acro's brother. But brother? They were an acrobat team of brothers. Acro and Bat. Cute nicknames, I thought. Anyway, they were an incredible team. Cut down together in their prime. Acro's brother. Who is Acro's younger brother? Sean Dingling. But everyone always called him Bat. He fell in love with Regina. Trying to win her love was his down... Why does everyone fall in love with this girl? Was he at least of age? Everyone seems to fall in love with Regina. 6 months ago, while we were practicing, all of a sudden, Bat blurts out, "Let me perform with Leon." Why'd he do that? I don't know, but that's what caused the accident. I'll never forget that moment. It was so strange. Leon had the weirdest look on his face. He was smiling. You mean Leon? Yes, Leon. When he bit down, he was smiling. Some sick grin. No way, that's impossible. A smirking lion, a flying murderer? Why does it seem that it's always Mo who catches all of these incredible events? Nick, can lions smile? I think every animal can smile. At least to some extent. We never told the police about the incident. The circus would have been shut down if we had. The next day, the ringmaster took Leon out and shot him with a rifle. So that's what really happened. Well, you guys are so serious. What was I supposed to do? I had to tell you. But all the truthfulness has put me in the mood for a burger. Here, you two have some pepper. Shaka, 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 shaka. There it goes again, acting like his normal crazy self. Chew! Chew! Nice, what a wonderful sneeze. Huh? You think so? You sneeze with pepper and flip on a banana peel? That's basic clownmanship. Girlie, I know you gotta understand that. Nick, I think I'd make a good clown. Other than that, Regina, I've never seen a cuter sneezer. Heh. Does Regina sneeze with Pepper too? She does. Bat would always tease her with Pepper. But Bat, from my point of view, those two always looked so perfect together. They looked perfect together, huh? I gotta know. Is he at least of age 22? It's better than everyone else, but it's like Regina's still underage. That does not is not right. Like, of course, the gap's not too bad, but her being so young, it's still pretty bad. Anyway, I guess I should show her the Pepper, maybe? That's Pepper, isn't it? From the cafeteria? Huh? It's from the cafeteria. It's not? I remember seeing it in there. So this was the cafeteria's Pepper. You know, I'm not a big fan of Pepper. Yeah. Okay. That's all she has to say, I guess. Is he back? Nope. Okay, well, I guess we should have enough then. I don't see anywhere else to go, so yeah. Ah, Mr. Wright, back again, I see. Well, he did say I'll be back. Wait, or was that someone else? We're back because Acra's hiding why his legs were injured. He was hurt in the accident 6 months ago. That would seem that he knows that we know. Well, it seems you've got things you want to talk about so far away. Okay, I think that's a sign that we're ready to do this. Hopefully have the 3 pieces of evidence. I have to ask you, how were you injured? I'm sorry, I thought we talked about this. It was an accident that happened during practice. An accident during practice. Yes, unfortunately acrobats are prone to all sorts of injuries. He's lying. If that were the real cause, he had no reason to keep it secret. Acro, are you really telling me that a practice accident was the cause for your injury? Or was it the lion? Leon. 6 months ago you were attacked by a lion. Or the lion, I guess. That's when you were injured. 1 down. I know I'm on the right track. I just need to keep going. You're saying that I was attacked by a lion? That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'm an acrobat. I'm no animal tamer. If a lion was coming at me, I'd be running for an exit. Okay, maybe attacked is not the best word to be using. So let me rephrase that as battled the lion. You seem to enjoy telling jokes. Why would I decide to battle a lion? Because you had to fight it. You had to fight it to save someone. Which was your brother. Bat. It was a shame what happened to your brother 6 months ago. You tried to save him, didn't you? And that's how you got that terrible injury? Mo, he must have told you. Yes, we learned about Bat from Mo. But he didn't mention anything about you in regards to the accident. I suppose it was just a slip of the tongue on his part. That's how I figured it out. A slip of the tongue. Anyways, they were an incredible team, cut down together in their prime. Cut down together. That's where he slipped, and that's how I figured it out. You two ended up at the center of the same accident together, like always. I see. But an accident is an accident. It wasn't anyone's fault. I still haven't broken Acro's last psyche lock. This must be incredibly deep seated secret. It wasn't anyone's fault. Do you care to explain more? Acro, I know you were still hiding something from me. Maybe someone you don't seem to like much is the reason you're being evasive. I don't think he likes Regina very much. And he seems to be the only one who doesn't like her. Regina, you seem so calm and collected until you start talking about her. Saying things like she is cruel. Well done, Mr. Attorney. You've got quite the set of eagle eyes. You know, her tiger tried to attack me. Regina... Regent tried to attack you? Twice. he, he wasn't serious, I'm sure. You're not trying to insinuate that I believe she spurred on Leon to attack Bat, are you? Leon was never taught a command to attack people. Regent isn't capable of doing anything like that. Besides, Regina had no reason to want to hurt my little brother. Regina and Bat were such good friends back then. But you still hate Regina. I've got proof of it. What? What are you talking about? Maybe I overdid again. But if I can hand something over to Akram, maybe... Here's the proof that you had it out for Regina all along. The note. This, where'd you get it? Regina posted it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria. Before that, it was in her pocket. I guess I noticed it was in there around breakfast time. I always take Acro his breakfast in the morning. You wrote this, and then you put it in her pocket. That's right, isn't it? That's right. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well, I think we solved this case. Like, honestly, what else is there to solve? I feel like it's pretty obvious that Acro probably committed the murder somehow. Committed the murder, and it was supposed to be Regina, but it was her father instead. That is my guess. Which I feel like is a pretty good one, because what else could it be? My legs were injured by Leon 6 months ago. My younger brother Bat had a dare with Regina. A dare. An absurd dare. If I can put my head inside of Leon's mouth like you do, you have to go to the movies with me on a date. That's insane. Didn't he know how dangerous that is? Yeah, maybe next time he wants to try just asking her out on a movie date instead would be a lot easier. We all thought he was being stupid too, but that lion was very old to begin with. The age brought with it countless experience in doing that very trick. Unfortunately, this particular time, I guess Leon wasn't ready or willing. Well, there's that, and also the older animals get, the more chances there are of them making accidents or thinking that maybe they're in danger or something, or maybe it's time to fight back. And it's like, none of it's true. It's just normal as always, but yeah. Anyway, unfortunately this particular time I guess Leon wasn't ready or willing, and that's when the accident happened. He just wanted to take her out to the movies. Poor Bat. When Leon jumped down, I jumped towards him. Then Leon attacked me, and that's how I ended up. What about Bat? He's still in a coma. I went to the hospital yesterday to visit him. I see. I'm still waiting for him to open his eyes again. And that's the reason why I keep going. Bat and Regina. They were such great friends. Yes, I wanted you to take a look at this. What is it? This is the scarf my brother was wearing when Leon attacked him. Gross, it's covered in blood. The scarf. It was a present from Regina to my brother on the day of the accident. When he did it, he looked like he was smiling. He? Leon, obviously. Oh. When he bit down on Bat's head, the expression on Leon's face looked like a grin. Nick, I know, Mo said the same thing. What do you think it all means? I'll be taking that scarf if you don't mind. I thought you were done here. Go away. That's fun karma. I've already heard everything, so hand over the scarf. But the scarf is evidence in the trial. That is for me to decide. I think we should begin our preparations now, Acro. Preparations? I've served a summons to Acro to appear in court tomorrow as a witness. Acro will talk more at the prosecutor's office. Acro, a witness? Come on, Acro, let's go to the office. Yes, ma'am. Now what do we do, Nick? How are we going to handle tomorrow? Don't worry about it. I'll figure out something. Look at you, all full of confidence. You must have found something you can use. This is all beginning to come together now. Alrighty. Let's save again. Let's get to the end of this case. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah, good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparklingly self today. I'm always like this. Before I go in front of an audience, I'm working up to it. Just have something to drink. Teehee. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina. How fabulous, my sweetie pie princess. You came to watch my performance today? Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that? So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess. You'll fly at the end? It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on. Or even where she is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later today. I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to ya. Everyone, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo! Top of the morning to you, Governor. Top of the morning? That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh my, thanks. Everybody's giving him milk. So, how are you today, Wright? Well, I've got a feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro? Huh? You think you did it? Be careful. He used to put his life on the line, literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. It just means I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today, we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. So, no pressing Q this time again, I guess. You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yes, that's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know she needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. I guess she is 16. It is kind of time for her to grow up, at least a little bit. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say a new witness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order, order. I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation and prosecution will present if the need is so arises. In fact, my detective staying up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Poor Gumshoe. Very well, please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Name and occupation. Ken Dingling. But everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Berry Big Circus. Where were you at the night of the crime? I was in the room that night. In my room that night. If you look on the map, you can see the witness's room is near the scene of the crime. My room is the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around that time I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then a few moments later, things, Mr. Phoenix, right? Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Very well. You may proceed with your cross-examination. Okay. Here we are. See, I feel like I have to press. Especially it was Max Galactica, but I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true, I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window. The safety lights lit up enough for me to see it. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't have seen the white roses on the front. Did you see any other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the more results I seem to get. But maybe there is something fishy about his latest testimony. Okay. There's huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have evidence to support your claim of contradiction? I feel like he said something weird about the hat. Like, I don't think he specifically said it was a silk hat, and I don't see, like, that's the only other thing I can see with his symbols. Just go with the hat. You claim to have seen the exact same thing as Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by the window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside of the window was a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats? No, this is handmade, one of the kind model. Maybe only for Maximilian, made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means Acro. That you've been fibbing on the stand. Order, order. As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth, and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? What would cause his witness to commit perjury in this court today? Has a grudge against Max, was dreaming, is the real culprit. I think he's the real culprit. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this accusation? On this occasion? Accuse Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously. We accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russellberry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. Ha ha ha. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Try to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He is calm enough for it to almost be scary. He is staying rather calm and collected. Why is the bird poking him? Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder? There we go. It changed Wi-Fi servers, so hopefully that'll help. Usually the other one's better though, so we'll see. See that, Mr. Phoenix, right? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making another claim to counter this as well? I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? No. I don't think he did. Now then, this must have been when we get to hear the name of the police. Oh my god. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? There's no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Order. What are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, we're doomed. Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, if this witness is the killer, then his witness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling? In his room, obviously. He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room. Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Are you nuts? What say you, Mr. Dingling? It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering that what you proposed is impossible, yes, that's it. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? Yeah, but it seemed like everyone saw him from the back. But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you know that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right, I can't mess up here. I've got to give this I've got to give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster. And he did it while he was in his room, no doubt about it. Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. Okay. So, what did Mr. Dingling move to commit the crime of the murder against Russell Berry? Wait a minute. We never did find the statue. What's that, a picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust. It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-sized, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death, especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Ah! See, this is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Order, order. So you're saying the bust fell onto the Ringmaster? A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like a bust. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro, you can't run away. Ow. I'd watch what you say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix, right? What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get a proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? Von Karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There's absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't he see things my way once in a while? Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request an expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. That woman will sink to any load to win this case. Okay. I suppose I have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? I have no doubts in regards to his witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with the cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. Grr, I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have strong upper body strength from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. Sure. There's no way I could have exerted that much force on my low body. Sure. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. I feel like yeah, maybe the wooden box was to mark the location? I think that would make sense. Acro. You didn't really need to lean out the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was gonna be. Quite precisely, I might add. You're silly hinting at things this pointless, Mr. Phoenix, right? Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over. The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box there? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bust came falling down was the exact same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean, if the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would be no way that it would have missed the head of the victim. No. Order. This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just need to keep going, and there's only one way to go from here, forward. So, the next question I have, who placed the wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Mr. Phoenix, right? Ow! The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box is so specially made. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. Oh, maybe the weight, because he would have to go quite far down to pick it up. And it would take a while for him to raise his head. The box has remarkable weight. Weight? According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box would be required. Oh, I see. One would have to squat down and lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. To lift up the box, you would have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool! Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. You Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust? I remember. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. That means. You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? You're still not denying the box, though. So, that was definitely correct. You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Ah. Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got my wits about me, and prove how things happened once and for all. Alright, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bust from the cafeteria back to his room? The monkey? A monkey? Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist's ring. So are you saying the witness had the monkey to steal the bust? Probably. He brought things up to that room like parts of motorcycles and stuff. He definitely had enough strength. Oh, just a moment. I'm getting a phone call. Alright. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own and then brought it back home. Home? Monkey lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they are made of platinum, which is very shiny. Gah! Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Order, order. I said order. Miss Von Karma. Where is the bust in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as a murder weapon. Wait. When you say this bust is a murder weapon purely by accident, it's impossible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by his fraud of an attorney. Fraud? I've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. You forgot your fraud of a magician client was spotted at the scene of the crime. Ah! There's no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. There was victim, Russellberry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw? Well, I'm guessing it would just be the bust. I asked who the other person Mo saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question. En contraire, mon frère, it does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. My only question is, how did the cloak get on him? How is this possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why you couldn't attach the cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one off the cards. Idiot, who in their right mind would put a cloak on the bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Now wait a minute, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of most importance in this case, don't you agree? Though he caught me. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? Well, I'm guessing Russell was wearing it. I feel like he would be dead by then, but the cloak had to transfer him from him onto the bust somehow. So maybe I don't know, he put it on it. What? Doesn't make any sense. You were saying it was the victim himself, Russellberry? That's what I'm saying. The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust? Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright. So you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached the rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house, and none other than the ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now, this is when the magic happens. Okay. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim. Okay, what was that? I'm sorry, what was that? Wait, you wait just a second here, Mr. Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just can't be true. It can't be. It's still a little early to get so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet. What? This defies the laws of physics. The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged on the bust. That impact also caused the sound of a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. Okay, I guess that could happen, but the way it just floated and then went forward and then floated down, I don't know. I guess we're saying it's true. That witness, of course, Lawrence Moe Curls the clown. When Moe looked out his window, the cloak had already been snagged on the bust. Now, hanging completely, the crime acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Moe saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because his wheelchair he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. And that is how the magical murder disappeared into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could only have been you. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? You've graced us with rather long-winded tale. But do you have evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. I can explain how there can only be one possible murder method. But there is still something unusual about Moe's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and get us out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst ourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claim. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. The hat? The problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were two contradictions in Moe's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all these contradictions. You fool! Do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Moe said yesterday? He testified that the criminal was fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Moe saw was actually the bust's. Makes sense if you look at it that way. Then he did see the silk hat, well, sort of. Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what that ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like you to try and explain that one away. Well, one saw the person from the front, one saw it from behind. Of course I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged on the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? This animation is just like, oh my god. Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged on the bust, it means that the white roses would have ended up on the back of the bust. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back of the side of the bust. Order, order. This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. I doubt that. They both seem super calm. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and how life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive, It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel like this is a good point to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Dingling's testimony after recess. Hydration break. Alright, hopefully we're getting close to the end. I can't believe it. Acro? It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is, and to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, am I that hated? Ahem. Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did? Cough. But, nothing but a little old nobody, you know? Maybe you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Cough. Hey, pal. You're gonna ignore me after I went to all this trouble to bring you some evidence? Detective Gumshoe. Forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Now, detective, I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, detective? Ho ho ho! Well, if you insist. Now, about that evidence you mentioned, what is it? Here you go. Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room. Yep, and I've included the forensics results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad if you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know Miss Von Karma. Didn't seem in control of things there just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans. Uh-huh. That reminds me, I've got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. What did he mean by that, the very end part? I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Ah, don't scare me like that. It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What, for me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk for me? That's just too much milk. This is just way too much milk. Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with the relationship with the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this murder. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honor? Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, you get a motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want answers to. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the very big circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he had held in such esteem. You are absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for the cross-examination, is there? Actually, there's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer that question. Why would I don't think that's the right question to be asking. Because I don't think he knew who he was actually killing. I'll pass up on cross-examination for now. There's no need to cross-examine this witness. What's that? Why was the ringmaster murdered? There's no need to delve into that bit of testimony when I know the answer already. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I'd like to know, can you provide an explanation to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead? Can't provide one. Nick. Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow. Your foolish attempts to foolish us like foolish fools is so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer of Russellberry Ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro, you didn't plan to kill the Ringmaster at all, did you? The Ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you say? I'm saying the target of the witness murderous plot was not the Ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russellberry to begin with. What? Order, order. Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Ow! Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? Yeah. Regina. Regina Barry? This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to do is say you're wrong, that's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough, Mr. Wright, allow me to. The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence now. I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro is out to kill this young girl. Okay. It's obvious enough. You remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that was found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat. Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled to the murder. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Problem? Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean it wasn't from the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Barry. Order, order, order. Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours, it's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why the morning of the crime she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in the plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake. Instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today? Lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out the window to see who it actually was. I've got it. Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza, and that's when he let the bust fly. Hey, Nick, isn't Regina listening to all this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. I hope so too. Acro wrote this note to Regina. Foolish fool with foolish fool. So many foolishly fool stuff. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes, what about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Barry, it would mean that the note was declaring that Regina was murdered. You just don't get it, do you? What? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. An incident occurred 6 months ago. And now I'm more than ready to show this court what really happened at the time. Moron. Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case? It does, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence that about the incident 6 months ago is actually... Small I want to say it's this, but... Oh, it's the pepper! The lion wasn't smiling. He was about to sneeze. Achoo, 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 achoo. Achoo, achoo. What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you ask for. What do you mean? Recall the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence was what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Barry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tries his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix, Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Barry's intended victim? I don't think she intended anyone, but the person who was the actual victim was Bat. Who is this? It's Acker's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him? Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. And 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. Lion? Regina, I meant Miss Regina Barry, is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. So what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of the attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? I guess it had to be more than that. It feels like the game's going in that direction. The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix, right? There is no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. And that would be the scarf. Oh, and a small quantity of pepper. So it was an accident in the way, but it could definitely look intended because the pepper made the lion sneeze and there was pepper on the scarf. I don't know. That's how I'm seeing it so far. That's just a scarf. Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who is the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina. There is something more than just blood on the scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. 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 Regina gave the scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Oh, it was like a prank, and it just went horribly wrong. uh, hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job at fingering a criminal, but out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Barry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? It still seems like the judge doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling? Right before Bat was bit by the lion, for a moment the lion's mouth changed and looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling. However, lions sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. Dang. He sneezed because all the pepper of because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool! You've got to be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do, it's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident. Or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. Ha. Ha ha ha. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Phoenix Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true? Acro, you can't mean witness? Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it always been. Evidence. If I dropped Max's bust from the top of the ringmaster, where is the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack therefore of, to be more precise. The murder weapon. The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you've got to do something. This is the last step. If I can get this one right, the case is won. Let's see how things work out first. It might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but why aren't you going to search his room? It looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of the Von Karma total justice, I guess. I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You've laid no stone unturned. Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. And what did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bus was not found in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright, the bus wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. It looks like you're the final nail to put into my coffin. But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust, where is it now? Where's the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where the bust is, I'm sure you do. There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? It seems this case is coming to a close. The defense counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. Ack. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness. No. Not yet. Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and just bit my tongue. Huh? What? Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? Why are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait! You can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's what Acro's lived his life up to now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding anyone anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. The murder weapon. Where's Max's bus now? Well, we already searched the lodging. Somewhere in the courtroom. Does he carry it with him or something? I guess that would put his life on the line, so to say. It's obvious the bust is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. No. Witness stand? It has to be. It has to be somewhere near Acro, I feel. I'm sorry to ask you, but do you mind to take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it also seems to me that it'd be really easy to say hi to bust under there. Doesn't look like it, but at the same time, I wouldn't put it past this game. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your own position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it in the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool! How could you? You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Two of them. Miss Francesca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took the trash out every morning, you know. And the bust? Obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon? There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. I can't believe it that Von Karma thought that far ahead. That's amazing. Uh-huh. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. No. Oh. Sorry. Just a moment. Alright, I'm back. I know I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me? Make a mistake? Why did I order a surprise search on your room? If only I hadn't done that. It seems you've finally arrived at the truth. Acro. Yes, Your Honor? Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor, I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he teased her. One day my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean anything bad to happen, I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. But I couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly gifted of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely. That she would laugh innocently when saying it, too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So, are you saying that you are a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first I thought I'd kill myself, then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't, not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty. We did it once again. This court is adjourned. But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, but one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only a million of them. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No, 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 no. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? Wah! She's been like this for a while now. Wah! It's all my fault. Wah! Sweetie pie. Bat and Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's getting split up. Regina. Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro... Is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I don't think so. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure he's really... Sure, I can't believe that. Yep, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making that stuff up about Acro not wanting revenge. Okay. Well... It's probably just his brother, right? He does care about Regina. Acker didn't seem to want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. But Bat, that's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Acker's been caught. Uh-huh. I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes, and then until he can meet Acro again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I didn't mean... I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot there, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So, whenever you like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand what a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? That's the big question. Our ringmaster is really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I made a decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus this world has ever seen. The best circus the world has ever seen? Don't laugh. That's quite the goal. Yay, I can't wait. Then I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means the circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max. Let's work together and make the circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina? You're gonna help out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make the very big circus bigger than it's ever been. Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the very big circus without Regina Barry. Max. Nick. It seems like everything is gonna turn out alright here. I can't wait to go see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Ah ha 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 ha. Okay, wrap it up, Mo. Too much laughing. I see. What made the case? Yesterday's super hard raid, it really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. If Acker really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it would end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. Understood, sir. Edgeworth! I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Awesome. Well, I guess you'll have to tune in for next stream to see Mr. Edgeworth's big comeback. I don't exactly know when I'm gonna be streaming next, but I'll definitely post on Instagram and Twitter when I know. So keep your eye out for that. And I'll see you guys next stream. So bye for now.